Greetings and welcome back. This is the Bar Gunner, and we are continuing our first YouTube War Patrol in U-58 in the game U-Boat. When we left off, we had tracked down an enemy convoy off the coast of Scotland, and right now we're about to conduct a night surface attack. So I am really excited about this. So let's go. All right, let's get to it. So right now, the convoy is in front of us, and it's surrounded by escorts. So our objective is to get inside the convoy. Our protection will literally be being mixed in with the other merchant ships. Since we're on the surface, the escorts won't be able to use sonar to detect us, and since we're small, we'll still be very hard to see. So if we can get mixed in with the merchant ships, we should be able to attack them with impunity. Our torpedoes have already been warmed up, and now we're actually going at slow speed and letting the convoy overtake us. So I'm going to target this first ship that I just clicked on out there. It's a little bit further away. And the reason why I'm doing that is because if I fire at the ships that are further away first, then and then fire at the ones closer second, then I can get my torpedoes to hit all approximately the same time. And then of course once a ship gets hit and there's an explosion, then the element of surprise will be lost. So I want to maintain that as long as possible. So I'm identifying these ships. There's a lot of Empire class merchants. This is early war, so there's only a few ships out there, only a few British merchants to identify, so it's pretty easy to do at this point. So we're going to first start off by getting this contact's speed using our stopwatch and the binoculars here. Okay, so the binoculars I'm using are not just normal binoculars. They're called the Uzo, which is a pair of binoculars that are mounted, physically mounted on the bridge of the submarine outside, and it works like the periscope. So when I turn the Uzo around, it inputs those angles into the torpedo data computer, just like the periscope would. So I'm inputting the rest of the information into the torpedo data computer.
Bewässern. Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Gegnerfahrt 8 Knoten. Gegnerlage 3, 4. Bug links. Aktualisieren.
And the torpedo tube is flooding with water.
6, 0 Meter.
And that red line you see, that represents the gyros inside the torpedo lining up for the shot. Because they don't just come out and go straight. They come out and then they'll turn to the direction that you have inputted into the torpedo data computer. So we don't have to point the bow of the submarine directly at our targets. the torpedoes will come out and steer towards the target.
Ermitteln Sie eine Schusslösung.
If we've done our calculations right. Alright, so this is our second target. Another Empire. Gonna get its speed using the stopwatch. Now, I could have the AI do this calculation for me, but it's just not as good as when you do it yourself. And I really want to hit these targets. So it's better to do your own calculations. But as your crew becomes more experienced, they get better at shooting torpedoes as well. So you can kind of rely on them more and more as you play, which is pretty cool.
Aktualisieren. Geschwindigkeit 7. Knoten. Winkel 6. 5. Bug links. Entfernung zum Ziel 1. 6. 0. 0 Meter. Rohr 2. Bewässern.
And there goes the gyros. Lining up for that next shot.
Rohr 2 bewässert.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg.
Los.
Los! Ermitteln Sie eine Schusslösung.
So right now, this convoy doesn't even know it's under attack, even though I fired 2 torpedoes so far.
...40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg.
30 seconds to the first
30
torpedo
Sekunden.
impact.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Gegnerfahrt 6. Knoten. Gegnerlage 2. 5. Bug links. Entfernung 1. 9. 0. 0 Meter. Rohr 3. Bewässern.
So the night surface attack is the preferred attack method of U-boat aces during World War
30
II.
Sekunden.
Getting intermingled with the convoys
10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
and attacking from within. At this time, the Allies don't have radar yet. And while you're on the surface, you can't be detected by sonar. So hiding at
10
night.
Sekunden bis Einschlag.
Oh, that first torpedo's hit, and now look what we can see. We can see everywhere because the escorts have fired their have fired their flares. That first ship has been hit. The third torpedo has been fired, and look at it out here. It's like the 4th of July. All right, there's one and then 2. Okay, we got 2 hits. And then the third one is directly in front of us and has not hit yet. But now those escorts have been alerted, and they're going to try to start to find us. They're going to try to hunt us down. But they don't really know where to look. We're going to start getting our last 2 torpedoes loaded.
Perfekt. Einer weniger.
30 Sekunden. Sie gehen unter. Funkspruch erhalten. 20 Sekunden.
So that's mission accomplished for us. We've sunk the amount of tonnage that the command wanted. But we're going to keep going until we're out of torpedoes, or we get sunk. Oh, and there goes number 3. So the escorts are going to close in on where they think we are, but as long as we keep moving, then we can get out of the area before they can investigate where they think we might be. So as long as right now we're at flank speed, if we just keep moving and no one really spots us, none of the merchant ships or none of the escorts ever sees us, then we should be able to drive right through this convoy.
Höhlenbruch. Sie sinken.
And every time we sink a ship, it's going to create more chaos. And it'll make it easier for us to hide in that chaos. Oh, and if you look up near the top of the screen, you can see another U-boat. There's also another German U-boat attacking the convoy from the rear. So that's even more distraction. Let's get these other torpedoes loaded. All right, have our mechanic and his crew starting to load the last 2 torpedoes. The Type II U-boat only carried 5 torpedoes on board and only has 3 bow torpedo tubes and no rear torpedo tubes. And it doesn't even carry a true deck gun. It just carries an anti-aircraft gun. So you can see why the Type II was retired in the early parts of the war. But I think it's fun to take the challenge of this little boat. And I think it's honestly kind of adorable. I'm looking around trying to see where the escorts are. Oh, and there goes the wreckage. Oh man, and the lifeboats. Oh, I'm sorry guys, this feels disrespectful. I'm sorry fellas. Right, at this point, I'm waiting for those torpedoes to get loaded because I already have my XO, my second in command. He's calculated this next shot. He's pretty experienced at this point, so I can confidently allow him to calculate torpedo shots. Sometimes you'll end up with a crewman who just cannot hit anything, but that's not the case. And this officer, he usually hits the things I ask him to hit. So we'll have to see. I might be eating my words here in a minute.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
So right now we have 1 torpedo left.
30 Sekunden.
That's still being loaded. Those escorts still don't know where we're at. but there's kind of a window. You guys may be able to see it. That I'm already kind of plotting our escape. Oh man, and he hit it. Yes, very good. All right, so that's number 4. So we have 1 torpedo left. Let's see who we should target next, and then get out of here. There's an escort. All right, so we have it's a merchant ship in front of us, right there. You can see the escorts with their spotlights. They seem really close, but they're not. I'm waiting for that torpedo to get loaded. Come on. Tube is loaded. All right, very good. So it kind of feels like we're in the eye of the storm when you're in this situation. And because nobody knows you're there, but all this chaos is our fault. All right, there goes those gyros. Spinning up and lining up for this last shot. Oh man, I'm getting itchy trigger finger. It's hard to stay patient. These things seem to take forever, but I'm sure it's just in my head. Come on. All right, it's lined up. Loose.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedo.
Alright, so it doesn't matter if we hit it or not. At this point, we are done. We are out of torpedoes. So it's now just time to get out of the convoy without being detected.
Sekunden. 10 Sekunden. Seilschlag.
My first officer is such a good officer. Do you see that? So I fired 3 and he fired 2. And so we have a total of 5 ships right now. In real life, there would probably be more dud torpedoes. I have reduced that because it really takes the wind out of your sails to, you know, have a third or half of your torpedoes be duds. That's no fun to watch. So if we can slip between these 2 escorts, then it kind of looks like we're home free. And they seem so close, but they're not. Just because they have their spotlights on. There we go. That ship is sinking. at this point, I think I can just use the time acceleration and we can just slip between these two escorts. So now we're outside of the convoy, and we're safe to transmit our success to German command. At this point, it's mission accomplished, and we can kind of fast forward back to base and get back to Wilhelmshaven. So that was awesome. I couldn't have hoped for a better mission. Thank you so much for following along with me, and I hope you come back, and I hope I can do this more in the future. So thank you so much, and until next time.